once we have done the center pieces, we have done the white edge pieces, and we have done the non-yellow edge pieces and the yellow edge pieces. Once all of them are complete, you'll realize what you have is just a standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube. And now to complete this, you'll realize when you're completing it, you will run into what is known as a parity. That is the final layer. For example, will have two edge pieces not in their correct position, or one edge piece is not in their correct position. So let me solve this 4x4 Rubik's Cube, just like a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, and then I show you how to solve the OLL parity and the PLL parity. Now the techniques that I'm solving here are the same techniques that I used when I'm solving for the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So there I have solved the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer, just like in a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Now I want to complete the top layer. And I've said I didn't show you the sequence of how I did that. I just did a fast forward because I said the same technique that I used in solving a 3x3 is the one that I used when I'm solving for the 4x4 Rubik's Revenge. Now, on the top layer, you will notice you have three scenarios. Just like in a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, you can have the lonely centerpiece yellow here with these two. It forms like a letter I. Or you can have an L-shaped like the one I showed you on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, or you can have an L shape. Now, depending on which pattern you have, just perform again the same algorithms that we performed in a 3x3 so that you can form a yellow cross over here. So I have this I here. I'm going to perform this algorithm just like in a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So I'm going to do a forward, and then I do an up, and then I do a right, then I do an up inverted, I do a right inverted, and then I do a forward inverted. Now you will realize you will run into your first parity, which is an OLL parity. When you perform that sequence, you have this one that is it is flipped in the wrong direction. So let me show you how to solve this OLL parity. I want to flip these to in their correct position, and this is the sequence I'm going to perform. Realize this is a right, capital R, and this is a small r. When I'm moving, this one is a small r. So I'm going to do a right inverted, and then I'm going to do an up, up, then I'm going to do a left, this one, I'm going to do a left, and then I'm going to do a forward, and then I'm going to do a left inverted, this one, and then I do a forward, forward, and then I do a right, this one over here, I do a right, right, then I do an up, up, and then I do a right, and then I do an up, up, and then I do a right inverted, then I do an up, up, then I do a forward, forward, then I do a right, right, and then I do a forward, forward. So let's do that sequence, let's do that algorithm so that I can flip this. So that's the first OLL parity I'm going to show you how to solve. So I'm going to do a right inverted like that, right inverted, and then I do an up, up like that, and then I do a left, and then I do a forward, forward, and then I do a left inverted like that, and then I do a forward, forward, and then I do a right 2 times. I return this back 2 times again, and then I do an up, up, like that, and then I do a right, like that, and then I do an up, up, and then I do a right, inverted, and then I do an up, up, like that. And then once you are here, you will realize that these two colors, the ones that are opposite of each other, are flipped in the opposite direction. We have yellow, white, here we have green, and we have blue. Once you reach there, you know you're in the correct place. So I want to bring them back to the original position. I do a forward, forward, like that, and then you do a right, right. Once you've done that, you do a forward, forward. Once you do that, you'll realize you have flipped this edge piece that was in the wrong position. You have flipped it in the correct position. In this video now, I'm going to show you how to solve the PLL parity. I have already shown you how to solve the OLL parity when only one edge piece is in its wrong position. Now in the PLL parity, we have two edge pieces like this one and this one in the wrong position, while these two are in their correct position. Now to perform this PLL parity, you first of all ensure that the cube, the two edge pieces in the wrong position, are facing you in this direction. And then you perform this algorithm. You're going to do an up, up 2 times. You do a right, right 2 times. You do an up, then you do a right 2 times, an up 2 times, then you do a right, right 2 times, then you do an up, up 2 times. So let's perform that algorithm so that we can solve for this PLL parity. So I've said you're going to hold your cube in this direction while these two are facing you. Then you perform an up, up. Remember, we are moving these two layers. Then you do a right, right, like that. Then you do an up, up, like that. Then you take this layer here, you do a right, right. You do a right, right. You have to return this back to the original position like that. Once you have done that, you do an up, up. Then you do a right, right. And then you do a up, up. When you do that algorithm, you will realize you will have solved your 4x4 Rubik's Revenge.